Good morning, students. Word of the day is haughty. 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 It is an adjective which means behaving in a proud, unfriendly way. Its synonyms are stuck up, snob, pompous. For example, people thought of him as being haughty and difficult to talk to. Calpurnia was something else again. She was all angles and bones. She was nearsighted. She squinted. Her hand was wide as a bed slat and twice as hard. She was always ordering me out of the kitchen, asking me why I couldn't behave as well as Jem when she knew he was older, and calling me home when I wasn't ready to come. Our battles were epic and one-sided. Calpurnia always won, mainly because Atticus always took her side. She had been with us ever since Jem was born, and I had felt her tyrannical presence as long as I could remember. Mother died when I was 2, so I never felt her absence. She was a Graham from Montgomery. Atticus met her when he was first elected to the state legislature. He was middle-aged then. She was 15 years his junior. Jem was the product of their first year of marriage. 4 years later, I was born, and 2 years later, our mother died from a sudden heart attack. They said it ran in her family. I did not miss her, but I think Jem did. He remembered her clearly, and sometimes in the middle of a game, he would sigh at length, then go off and play by himself behind the car house. When he was like that, I knew better than to bother him. When I was almost 6 and Jem was nearly 10, our summertime boundaries, within calling distance of Calpurnia, were Mrs. Henry Lafayette DeBoe's house, 2 doors to the north of us, and the Redley place 3 doors to the south. We were never tempted to break them. The Redley place was inhabited by an unknown entity, the mere description of whom was enough to make us behave for days on end. Mrs. DeBoe's was plain hell. That was the summer Dill came to us. Early one morning, as we were beginning our day's play in the backyard, Jem and I heard something next door in Miss Rachel Haverford's collared patch. We went to the wire fence to see if there was a puppy Miss Rachel's red terrier was expecting. Instead, we found someone sitting looking at us. Sitting down, he wasn't much higher than the Collards. We stared at him until he spoke. Hey yourself, said Jem pleasantly. I am Charles Baker Harris, he said. I can read. So what? I said. I just thought you would like to know I can read. You got anything needs reading, I can do it. How old are you? Asked Jem. 4.5, going on 7. Shoot, no wonder then, said Jem, jerking his thumb at me. Scout, yonder's been reading ever since she was born, and she ain't even started to school yet. You look right puny for going on 7. Dear students, let's understand what we have read till now. In her introduction to her parents, Scout says her father met her mother when he was elected to state legislature. He was older by 15 years. Jem was born first and then 4 years later Scout. Her mother died when Scout was 2 and Jem 6. Scout does not miss her so much as Jem does. Scout is a bit of a wild child and gets disciplined by California often. She keeps a strict eye on the brother-sister duo, scolding them if they venture out of the safe territory. Scout and Jem usually spend their days playing outside in the safe zone between 2 doors to the north and 3 doors to the south, till California called them back. The children believed that the Radley place was haunted. Then, in this boring summer, Dell appears. He is from Meridian and 7-year-old.